Okay, any questions? So the three things are why you joined the group, what you're excited about, and then if you have anything you'd like to share to rip the Band-Aid off. So I encourage everyone to rip the Band-Aid off, but if you don't, no judgment, that's totally fine. Where did Tani go? She's like, peace out, I ain't doing that shit. Oh, and by the way, the examples I gave of like overspending, numbing out with food or alcohol, secretly binge eating, and I think I shared more. Like, I just shared all of those because I've experienced all those in my life too. Okay, so I guess you two will be the two that will get to share together. I'm not sure where Tani went. She didn't say anything. And so I'll give you each just like 2 minutes. And so one of you will keep time. I can't tell who has the longest hair. I think Brooke might have the longest hair. Person with the longest hair goes first. We'll say, okay. So I'm gonna put you into the breakout group. And so why'd you join the group, what you're excited about, and yes or no, share something that you wanna share to rip the Band-Aid off if you want. So here we go. And it should pop up on your screen now, and you just click the little button to go into the room.
Did it work?
There you go. Yeah. So what will happen is you'll get a notice. I know if you haven't used the breakout rooms before, you'll get a little note that says the room is gonna close in 60 seconds, and then it'll automatically put you back into this main room. Totally freaking forgot to tell you that part.
Oh.
Missed
Okay.
out on that. So Samantha, if you want to unmute, you can. I still don't know where Tawny went. I had like a little timer going. So how did that feel, just sharing and connecting with whatever you shared?
Good.
Good, 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 good. Yeah. So, and that's part of the work here that we're doing is in the off weeks is I'm going to put you with an accountability partner or a group. And so you can help hold each other accountable because you are each here for a reason. And part of that reason is it maybe even going to form some new female relationships that are intentional. Because oftentimes what I get from women is like they want to do this thing, but sometimes their family and friends are like not as supportive, like they're not on the same growth trajectory as you. And so it can be really hard. Like maybe you want to talk about like, hey, I did this cool meditation and everybody's looking at me like, what the freak are you talking about? You know what I mean? And so like you have other people that can support you. So anyway, I'll follow up with Tawny because I'm still not sure what happened to her. So anyway, let's go into the packet that I sent you. And if you were an overachiever and already filled it out, kudos to you. You didn't have to fill it out in advance. So you know, I'll always post the packet in advance, and that's what we'll kind of work through during our time together on the call. However, I will also send you homework. So the next packet that you're gonna get, I'll post it in the group. Just going to be all around your own personal goal setting because I want you to have some personal individual goals during this time as well as having these new connections that you're making and learning, discovering, and unlearning too. So do either of you have like rituals that you do on a daily basis? I mean, we all brush our teeth, so there's one, right?
That's what I was going to say. Oh, I brush my teeth every day.
To do the journaling in the morning.
Yeah, journaling in the morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, we have a crap ton of rituals that we don't even realize. So do you always drive the same way to work? Drive the same way to gym? Drive the same way to the grocery store? Like you don't take a different route even though there's one available. You know, rituals around like holidays with family, friends, birthdays, when you do different things like that. Like there's so many rituals that we have in our life, and we do those rituals because they feel good to us, right? We drive that same way to that place every single time because it's comfortable and we're familiar. We don't have to use a map. We don't have to discover or learn anything. And we're just like kind of going through the motions. And so I would actually call those more like routines than rituals. Mm-hmm. And the difference here being is when I first started creating a morning routine, and this is going to be like your challenge for the next 7 days, is to do something, at least one new thing in the morning that's really, really intentional. If you've already read the packet, you already know what I'm talking about. But when I first started a morning routine, I was on it. Like, okay, so we had this 4-bedroom house in Oregon, and my office was like, so to go down the stairs, like my office is right here, and you have to go by it to go down the stairs, which were right here. And so Joel, my husband, he'd always like walk by and kind of like look in there, like, what the heck are you doing? He always wanted me to like stay in bed a little bit longer when I first started doing this, like a number of years ago. But I had a treadmill in there. So I would get up and I would read and I would journal and I would do a guided meditation, and then I'd walk on the treadmill and I'd drink water. So I was doing this every single day. And the interesting thing was, it was like more of a routine. It was like a checklist almost. I was just checking these boxes and I was getting these things done. And that is 110% not what I want you to do. And so once I realized, like, I'm making this into another item on my to-do list. I'm not actually feeling into my body. I'm not actually like slowing down. I'm not actually like getting out of my head. It was just another to-do item. And so when you're doing things and picking the things to do for your morning routine, which I gave you some examples of in your packet that you could try, like I really want to you to pick things that are meaningful to you. And so, Samantha, like you said, journaling is something that you've enjoyed. I enjoy journaling, and sometimes I free write. Sometimes I like answer questions like prompts. Sometimes it's the same prompt over and over again, and sometimes it's the same words over and over again, because I'm trying to erase old subconscious programming about a limiting belief and replace it with a new one. Like, Brooke, for you, something in the morning that would maybe be filling your cup might even be like doing something more artistic, because you're more artistic, and making sure that you're doing that every day and staying in the practice. One of the things that's important for me is like, I've been really inspired lately from people, from books that I've read that have really captivating writing, that's like a nonfiction book, but written so well. And I was like, I wonder if I could like work on my writing skills. And so putting something like that into a morning ritual that's like filling you up. And then knowing that morning rituals, they don't need to be a really long time. They don't need to be hours on end. They don't have to include meditation if you don't want a meditation. They don't have to include exercise. They don't have to include all of those things. It could just be one really simple thing. The biggest thing is that you're slowing down and you're being intentional. So did any of you read, I know, Brooke, you did, but did you read the questions that I wrote on the intention page, Samantha?
I didn't.
Okay, so I just want to read through a few of these and kind of like talk through some of these, because this is really important. So intention setting allows you to focus on what you're going for, your dreams, your goals, and what you currently have, what you're grateful for now, and then where you want to go in your life. Instead of what society has programmed us to do, is focus on the negative, what we don't have, what we wish we could have, what we don't like about ourselves, what we need to be doing better. And like kind of we getting caught in that comparison and judgment game, right? And so if we flip that to what are we grateful for and appreciate in our life right now, and then what do we want to bring into our life, and how do I want to show up today as a woman? What's important to me? And so the questions were like, do you ever notice when you focus on what you don't have, you get more of the same? And it's 110% true. So if you're always focusing on, I don't have enough blank, you're never going to have enough blank. Money, success, knowledge, whatever it is, right? So that's where, when I was talking about in the journaling, maybe you're going to write like, as a strong woman today, I desire, like, and you're writing things that are like of your highest self. So do you ever notice when you're overwhelmed and you have a lot on your plate, you're not being self-aware, you're not in alignment, that you tend to be more critical about yourself?
Yes.
So true. And so the key here is all about when you're intentional and you start your day slowly, you can say how you want to show up for the day. So like today, I really wanted to show up energetic and full of life, feel inspired, so I can really pour that into you. And Tuesday is like my coaching day, so I do other coaching calls during the day. And that's all I do, like besides working out and like eating and stuff. It's just all coaching. And so that's my intention for the day. So everything I do, all my rituals allow me to support myself so I can show up in that way. And so if I find during the day that I'm feeling stressed for some reason, and it's important for me to slow down and be intentional and go back to that, okay, today I want to show up energetic and inspired. Do my actions match my aspirations? And so it's important to check in. And then number 4 was really talking about the people around you. Like, have you ever gone or seen something on TV or watched like a speech or been around somebody and they're just so infectious and motivating and you feel so good? And then there's other people that you're around and it's like they suck the fucking life from you. Yeah. So here's the thing with that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in upcoming weeks. But you know, I was thinking today as I was writing back that same family member, that young lady, is like every single one of us, we all have the same infinite potential. You know what the one thing is that's different? The environment that's around us. The people, the places, the things, the experiences. because, you know, our parents are doing the best they can with what they have, but if we are only, that's the only thing that we know and we've never experienced anything else, it's hard for us to see that infinite potential that is available to us. And so that's why doing things like this and having that mantra this week of I'm willing to see things differently is so, so important, because it's like, okay, I know there's more available to me. I know that I can have it. It's just like figuring out how you can get yourself to truly believe that it is available for you. And that might mean spending less time with some of those people that really suck the life from you, or interacting with them in a different way. Okay. So rituals, the thing, if you want to start with the easiest ritual ever, and Brooke, I love what you said, it's making your bed. And so like, if it's to not get back in bed, perfect. For me, this is what I think about. So, you know, when you come home, like from work or whatever, the end of the day, and you go into your room and you're about to go to sleep and your bed is like all messy and disheveled, versus when it's like neat and tidy and you're like, oh, I took the time to do this for myself and I've had such a great day. I was intentional all day long. It's like starting your day with that intention that you're doing that for yourself. You're taking the time that, what does it take, like 1 minute, right? To make your bed instead of skipping it. And you're making yourself a priority by doing that. And it sounds funny, but it like that could, just that one thing could be a big game changer. Something else that I always do in the morning is water first, not only for health reasons, but also because it makes it intentional for you. Hi, welcome back. But it makes it intentional that you're making a healthy choice for the day. I like to do lemon water. I actually put some greens in there and some different things. But if you think about it, you've been fasting all night long, your body's dehydrated, you need water anyway. So if you're having coffee first, try water first because you need that. But if maybe you skip meals, or if you have an issue with overeating or anything with food where you're not nourishing your body enough, making that one small intention in the morning with the water, choosing that first to pick that and be healthy, can help with your mindset throughout the day. Meditation and breath work. Have either one of you done any sort of meditation or breath work before?
I use Talkspace or Mindspace.
Headspace.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Headspace, there's Calm. You can just Google that or like YouTube it, you know, there's lots of different ones. So I would just recommend starting with a meditation that's guided, that's short. Because the point about meditation, it's not to not have thoughts, but it's to recognize them and release them and just focus back on your breath and your body. Because you're going to have thoughts, like that's going to happen. If you have any trouble sleeping at all at nighttime, I highly, highly recommend Yoga Nidra, Nidra. You can look that up on YouTube. That is actually a laying down, like sleep meditation. And so I highly, highly recommend that. And then breath work, we'll do a couple different alignment exercises with breath work. The difference between breath work and meditation is breath work is just all 110% breath. It's not really focusing on mantras or affirmations or guiding you or anything like that. Like it often, like halo breath looks like this. And you do that for like minutes. It is like mind-blowing and weird at first. Let's see, exercise, reading. I like to read something that's uplifting for me. And so whatever that is for you, and throughout our time, I could recommend some books too. And I think the exercise that's best in the morning, everybody is different. Some people like to do like a high intensity exercise in the morning. I like to do like a yoga flow, a stretching, a walking, something like that, because my intention is always like ease and flow throughout the day. So totally up to you. So your goal for the next 7 days is to implement. So if you already are doing something in the morning, implement one of these rituals and just see how you like it and see how it changes things. And make sure that you're focusing on setting your intention for the day. Any questions about that? I gave a lot more like information in the packet, but you guys can read. I'm not gonna definitely read that word for word. I'll tell you that 110%, this one thing I've been doing for, gosh, I don't even know, maybe like 6 years, and it's really changed things for me. And it's not something I do like every now and then. I do it every day. Monday through Sunday, I do it on vacation. It might look different like when I'm traveling, but I'm always doing something to get in flow. And the reason why I suggest in the morning, which some people like to do nighttime routines as well, which can be good, but the reason why I suggest in the morning is that is when we are the most connected. The first 20 minutes when we wake up, if we can even like get outside, get our feet on the earth, get grounded, get some fresh vitamin D, like that is going to be when we're most connected and feeling aligned with our highest self and whatever like higher power it is that we believe in. Okay, so that is going to be the work for the week, is adding one thing. And if you want to add more than one thing, go ahead and just know that like all these suggestions, there might be other things that you do that you really love, you know? Something I do in the morning to take care of my body is I get up, I brush and floss my teeth, which by the way, if you are skipping flossing, you got to do it in the morning because then there's no excuse, get that shit done. Right? It works. No, I promise you that shit works. So I've been doing that for years too. But and then it's dry here in Colorado. So I lotion my entire body, even if I'm taking a shower later, and I wash my face and I moisturize my face. Like I do that for myself in the morning too. It just is like filling to me. So if you ever see my videos in the morning, I look like a freaking greaser because I'm all greasy. Whatever is meaningful to you, but it's really about not snoozing, not like getting on the treadmill of life, rush, what's the next thing? It's about slowing down and being intentional. So I'm super excited to hear you guys' feedback on that. And the other assignment that I'll post will be about your goal setting. And so that'll be something that you'll email back to me next Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, so now I just want to hear from each of you. And this is something that you'll find that I will be asking a lot. One of the biggest things as ambitious women we have a hard time doing is asking for help. So I just want to hear from you. Just like, why don't you just share? We have about 15 minutes left. So each of you can take a few minutes and share a little bit about yourself, whatever you want to share, like where you're from, what you're up to, what you're into, that sort of thing. And then let us know what you're challenged by right now and how we could support you with that challenge. And I want it to be specific. So like, let's say you really want to exercise consistently and you want to exercise 5 days a week, but you've been having a hard time doing that. And so let's say you say, okay, I'm going to post in the group 5 days a week that I got my workouts done. And if you don't see me posting, will you call me out in the Facebook group? That would be like a specific ask, something like that. So I am going to have Miss Tawny go first. So you just have to unmute yourself. Just let us know a little bit. You can have 4 minutes to let us know a little bit about yourself and a challenge you're having right now and how we could specifically help you with that.
Okay. So are we introducing ourselves? What did you say? Sorry.
Yeah, just introduce yourself. Where are you from? What are you up to? What are you into?
Gotcha.
And then a challenge that you have right now and how we can help you.
Okay. So Tawny Miller, from Oregon. I live in Sweet Home, Oregon. I manage a bank, so my life is, sometimes I work 12 hours, 15 hours, sometimes I work 7. So it's just kind of crazy sometimes. I am kind of helping raise my niece and nephew because my sister and her husband are out of the picture. So that sometimes is a lot. But that's pretty much my life. I have a bulldog and no children myself. So a challenge is probably for me is shame. And I think that it's a big one for me. And I think if I can love myself or know I'm enough, that I will see lots of things change for me. So
how do you think that we can support you with that? Is there something in particular that you're holding shame around?
I don't know. I don't know why I don't think yeah, I don't know because there were things in my life that I didn't let myself hold me back from anything, but yet, and you know, I pushed myself through it, but I still hold myself, like my standards are just so high for myself. Like even like with today, I had a customer like complain about me, and it was just one brief moment that I made a mistake or I didn't say the right thing, and then now I felt like I was being judged of who I am, even though it's not who I am. So, I had to then go and send a sorry card and send her a little coffee card and, say, I hope I can prove my, worth to her, or my trust, build our trust back with each other. And so I just feel like I was just judging myself all day for it.
So I think maybe this is how we can help you. So
okay.
I know you've been doing some journaling.
Yeah.
So why don't you take a little bit of time each day to like journal if there was any times that you were really like judging yourself, and then like offer grace and forgiveness to yourself. And then just on occasion, you could share that in the group. Like today, this happened and I felt this way, but now I know that this. And by sharing it by going through it in yourself with your journal for yourself, that will be one thing, but sharing in the group will help like release the power that it has over you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So why don't you commit to sharing like three times in the group?
Okay.
I think that'll be a great thing for you to do.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you for sharing. Samantha, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Samantha Smith. I live in Burley, Idaho. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 3 girls, and they keep me pretty busy with running, and they all have extra activities they do. I am studying to become a holistic nutritionist, and my challenge is that I feel like I'm not good enough. Like the more I study, the more I'm like, how am I ever going to do this? Because I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to be able to do it.
So how do you think that we can help support you with that?
I don't know.
Okay, so what if you shared in the group something that you were learning?
Well, that's a good idea.
As like practice. So maybe something, it doesn't have to be everything, but maybe like 3 times over, throughout till our next chat or whatever, you share something that you learned, and you could just do like a video. Hey, I learned this today about the Krebs cycle, and I had never heard this before, and that's actually how we process carbohydrates in our body and energy. And I'm making something up now. I mean, that's not made up, but you know what I mean? Or like, I learned this about whatever, and you could just share it with us in a safe space, and then that will build practice for the future. By the way, as a nutritionist, I never explain the Krebs cycle. Don't do that. That was a bad example.
Okay.
People want simple information. That's more complicated. Cool. I think that'll be helpful, and then that'll give you some practice.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool. Welcome. Brooke?
So my name is Brooke. I am from New Mexico, not Mexico. They're totally different. I live in Colorado. And right now I work at a chiropractic office. I'm the office manager. So I do billing, work at the front desk. So there's a lot of, interactions with patients, that kind of thing, which is nice. I mean, I like it, but do I want to work at a chiropractic office for the rest of my life? Not really. I actually want to, Carmen and I've shared this with her and her husband. I want to have my own tattoo shop. So I need to start building a portfolio, and I feel like the only reason why I'm still in the chiropractic field is to try to get a clue of how to manage a business so I can eventually start to do that on my own. So I think a big thing for me right now is trying to build my portfolio. I've done just a lot of portraits, but not everybody is going to get a tattoo portrait. So there's, at least I want to make like a flash tattoo, because you go into any tattoo shop, and then you look up on the wall and there's 10 different types of birds and flowers and whatever it is that people like. So dipping out of that photorealism and going into developing my own style and doing what other people like too is something I struggle with a lot, because I just like doing portraits so much.
So how could we help you do that?
Maybe I'm hoping to at least do one drawing a week. Because right now I'm working on a portrait and it's been sitting on my easel for about a month now. So it's like I see it there, I leave it out, so I walk by it and I see it all the time, but it's just I don't feel like I'm not holding myself accountable. So I'm just kind of, oh yeah, it's there, I'll get to it eventually, but I never actually do it.
So do you want to be doing portraits, or do you want to be doing other things?
Well, I kind of need to finish this one.
Okay. So when are you going to have it finished by?
Shoot. A week?
Okay, there you go. Perfect. We'll just hold you accountable to that. So next Tuesday, you can post your portrait and share it with us.
All right, cool. 1 week.
I like it. I like it. So as we wrap up here, I just want to know if you guys have any questions about how the group works, or how the schedule works, or anything like that. Or I have outlined topics of what we're going to talk about, but I personalize everything to the group, and so I'm just holding those as tentative. Is there any really particular topics that you would love to hear about during our coaching sessions like this? And you can think about it too, and I can ask it in the group and give some ideas and stuff, and you guys can pick through that too. That sometimes makes it easier, but if anything comes out. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so the last person in our group, her name is Crystal, even though she has her formal name on her Facebook. She's in Texas. She's a mama and a wife. She's a makeup artist. She also does spray tans. We connected because she did my spray tan for my bodybuilding show I did last year in Texas. And so we've kind of been connected ever since, but she's super wonderful too. And she is also the fourth wheel to our group. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys pair up into accountability partners for the first half, and then we'll kind of switch things up. And so I paired you up with Crystal, who you have not met yet, and then Samantha and Tani, you are connected. And so I will also let Crystal know. And so I had you guys send me your information sheet. So in the group, I'm gonna pre-post like everybody's information. So you have everybody's phone number, social media, so you email, so you can connect, with the goal being that after you do your goal worksheet, you guys set a time whenever you want. It can be phone call, it could be FaceTime, it could be Facebook Messenger, video chat, or whatever you want to do, to chat with your accountability partner on what your goal is and kind of like what your steps are for like the 90 days. In the worksheet that I post tomorrow, will guide you through like planning out what you want to do over the next 90 days. And just know, like, if you plan something today, maybe in like a month and a half, things, you might want to tweak it a little bit, and that's okay too. And so the goal will be connecting on your goals, and then you guys can help each other be supported. Maybe you're having a hard time with your ritual in the morning. Maybe you need to ask for help on that. So this is really big. The asking for help part is really big, because again, most of the time we don't ask for help. Like, when is the last time you asked for help? Probably not very often, right? We're like, we can do this, we can do it all by ourselves, but that's not what we're meant here for. We're meant for community. So tomorrow I'll get all the information posted for the contact information, the goal sheet, repost the accountability group, so you have all of that. And over the next 7 days, you're going to be getting started on your new morning ritual. So just add one thing to make it where you're intentional and feeling good throughout your day. Because the focus should really be good, like every day, focus on feeling good every day and doing things that support that. Because when you're in appreciation of what you have and you feel good, that's how you can bring more of the same into your life. When we're telling ourselves we're not enough and we don't have enough and all of that, that's how you're going to keep getting that same. So we need to change our vibe from low vibe to high vibe, and that all starts in the morning. And as I promised, I will keep it. We are at the end of our time, unless anybody has any questions. Couple of you look like you wanted to say something, but
did I miss anything?
You did, but
Yeah.
I recorded some of it, and you can go back and watch it.
Perfect.
So the biggest part that you missed is Brooke and Samantha went into a breakout room together, and then they just talked about why they joined the group, what they're excited about. And I wasn't in the breakout group, so I don't know. They might have shared a story they had guilt or shame around and ripped the Band-Aid off, or they chose not to. I'm not really sure, but that was what you missed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cool. That's okay. Okay, make sure to mark your calendar with all the dates and show, and I understand things come up. So there's no, like, there should be no feeling bad if you can't make it. But showing up for yourself is so important. So try to show up to as many of these as possible, because you're investing in yourself. So it's important. Okay, I'm so excited. And again, like I shared the story of, like, this is the first step of a series of small steps to discover, to unlearn, to grow, connect, to take action, and repeat and repeat to really live the life that you want to live. So yeah, thank you for joining me tonight. Email me or post in the Facebook group with any questions. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.